Welcome to Early Indicators. This is episode 1 in our January domain on geopolitical realignments. Today's theme is the rise of mid-tier powers and the quiet redistribution of global influence. This episode focuses on signals, structural, early, underreported, and directional, revealing how influence is shifting beneath the surface of global headlines. Historical context: how we reached this moment. Over the past 40 to 50 years, global power has slowly diversified. The post-Cold War unipolar moment gave way to a multipolar landscape shaped by demographic growth, industrial expansion, and new regional institutions. Mid-tier states, once peripheral to global strategy, expanded their manufacturing bases, energy leverage, digital economies, and diplomatic networks. Key turning points include the rise of Southeast Asian manufacturing in the 1990s, the commodity supercycle of the 2000s, the diffusion of digital infrastructure in the 2010s, and the pandemic-era supply chain reset. These forces created structural openings for states like Indonesia, Türkiye, Brazil, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and Vietnam to shape regional systems. The current moment marks an acceleration. These states are no longer reacting to global power, they are actively shaping it. Their influence is structural, not episodic, and their strategies reveal long-term shifts in governance, trade, and security. This is why the rise of mid-tier powers is a signal. It reshapes systems, alters trajectories, and exposes both fragility and resilience across macro and micro layers. Current signals: what's emerging right now? Several early, underreported, directional signals show this redistribution of influence taking form. Indonesia is brokering regional supply chain agreements that bypass traditional hubs, signaling a shift in Asian manufacturing geography. Türkiye is expanding defense exports and mediation roles, revealing a new model of issue-based multi-alignment. Brazil is shaping climate governance through South-South coalitions, influencing global standards outside Western frameworks. Nigeria is becoming a digital payments leader in West Africa, signaling a bottom-up transformation of regional financial systems. Saudi Arabia is using energy transition investments to reposition itself as a global capital allocator, not just a hydrocarbon supplier. Vietnam is quietly becoming a semiconductor assembly anchor, altering the micro-layer of tech resilience. These signals matter because they are structural, not events, early, not reactive, underreported, not mainstream, and directional, not episodic. They reveal a world where influence is redistributed through systems, trade, energy, digital infrastructure, and diplomacy, rather than through headline-driven crises. Case studies, where the shift is most visible. Indonesia's regional trade diplomacy, Jakarta's new supply chain pacts with Japan, Australia, and ASEAN partners show a deliberate strategy to anchor Southeast Asia's manufacturing future. Türkiye's defense ecosystem. Rapid growth in drones, naval systems, and mediation roles demonstrates a hybrid model of military and diplomatic influence. Brazil's climate coalitions. Brasilia is shaping global climate finance through Amazon-focused alliances that bypass traditional Western institutions. Vietnam's semiconductor ascent, Hanoi's targeted incentives and workforce expansion are pulling advanced manufacturing into a new regional orbit. Implications: why this matters. For nations, the rise of mid-tier powers redistributes leverage across energy, trade, and security systems. For cities, it shifts investment flows, manufacturing hubs, and digital infrastructure priorities. For firms, it alters supply chain risk maps and market entry strategies. For communities, it influences job creation, migration patterns, and local resilience. For individuals, it shapes economic opportunity and exposure to global volatility. At the macro layer, global blocks become more fluid and less predictable. At the micro layer, specific ports, industrial zones, and digital corridors gain new strategic weight. This shift increases both resilience, through diversification, and fragility, through competing standards and fragmented governance. Future expectations/projections, where this is heading. Short term, 1 to 3 years. Expect more regional trade agreements, new defense partnerships, and expanded digital payment ecosystems led by mid-tier states. Medium term, 3 to 10 years. These states will shape climate governance, energy transition pathways, and semiconductor diversification. Parallel institutions will grow around them. Long term, 10+ years. Global influence will be distributed across a wider set of actors, reducing dominance by any single bloc and increasing the importance of regional systems. Early indicators to watch include new cross-regional corridors, defense export patterns, digital currency pilots, and climate finance alliances. What to watch next? Track how mid-tier states use issue-based coalitions to shape standards in AI, energy, and digital trade. These are the next structural battlegrounds. Episode Summary. This episode explored how mid-tier powers are quietly reshaping global influence through structural, early, underreported, and directional signals. Their rise alters macro systems and micro realities, revealing both new resilience and new fragility in the global order. Thank you for listening to Early Indicators. Please like, subscribe, and share the podcast. This episode draws on publicly available information, including international think tank reports, academic research, public economic and policy data, open-source intelligence, and non-copyrighted summaries of global developments. This episode is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute political advice, financial guidance, or predictive certainty.